Hi everybody, welcome again to the Rockwell 5-Pound Challenge. I know some of you may not know me personally, so I thought I'd take a minute to introduce myself and tell you a little about my background. So I'm Dr. Jonny Bowden. I'm a board-certified nutritionist, a 3-time best-selling author, and I have graduate degrees in both nutrition and psychology. But it wasn't always like this for me. I was a hardcore drug addict and a hardcore alcoholic for many years. And I tell you briefly how I got from there to here, because if you're trusting me for the next 5 days to help you change your life, you should know something about how I changed mine. So I wanted to be a musician from the time I was born. And I also wanted to be a writer, and I also was fascinated with psychology. So I got a music degree from NYU, and of course my parents wanted me to have something to fall back on, right? So I got a master's degree in psychology. I even continued on for a while in the PhD program, but I really loved playing piano. So I dropped out of the PhD program and I worked full-time as a musician for many, many years. And along the way, I picked up a nice little drug and alcohol habit, which was not that unusual in those days, in the days of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And that went on for a good 15 years. Ultimately, I lost my girlfriend, my apartment, most of my career, and I finally decided it was just time to do something about it. So long story short, about 3 months into sobriety, I began to get interested in getting healthier. Now remember, I was a smoker, I was overweight, I was not particularly healthy after, 15 years of shooting heroin, so it didn't happen overnight. But little by little, I saw and I felt a new me emerging. And I loved what I saw. I loved how I felt. I started going to the gym regularly. I started to change my diet. I started walking. Pounds came off. I started to get my energy back. And by the way, yours will come back too. I got a certificate in personal training. I actually got 6 of them. And armed with these certifications, I got a job as a floor trainer at Equinox. And eventually, I worked my way up to become the dean of the Equinox Fitness Training Institute. I went back to school, I got my graduate degree in nutrition, and I began focusing on what really helps people change. And I can tell you, and you'll find out in the challenge, it's about a lot more than just what you eat and how many calories you burn. In fact, I was one of the first people in America to be called a weight loss coach, which is kind of a combination of nutritionist and life coach, and kind of marrying the two things I was most interested in. And that's what I do to this day. I mentioned my academic credentials earlier, but my most important credential, as far as you're concerned, is my passion for helping people do what I did, which is to overcome misery, overcome the grips of addiction to things that don't serve us anymore, which in my case was heroin and alcohol, but in many cases is food and sugar, and to help people reclaim their natural birthright, which is health and vitality and joy and engagement and gratitude. And that's what I hope I can give you a taste of in this brief time we spend together in the Rockwell-Health 5-Pound Challenge. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. So I'll see you inside the 5-Pound Challenge. My goal for everyone in this program is that you get a lot more out of it than just losing 5 pounds.